There we go. Okay. We're coming in. Braves just struck out. Our actually no strikeouts in that bottom of the first. Reds threatened in the top. AJ Smith-Shawver got out of it. Walked to Ozuna, only base runner for the Braves in the bottom of the first. And here we go. Pitcher AJ Smith-Shawver on the mound today for Atlanta. Trying out a new scoreboard. I like this one a lot. So, gives me a little bit more detail without having to really matter that much. So, there we go. That's a little bit better. So, actually, let's get this on. And yeah, okay. Hope everyone's having a good night. And let's watch some Braves baseball. I don't get to watch as much as I would like to. So nights like this when I have it off, we're definitely going to be watching, and we're going to try our best to stream and talk about it. Shawver comes set. 95 top of the zone. That's going to be fouled away by Tyler Stevenson. 0-1 now. Smith-Shawver. Stevenson's going to hit this one to the warning track and right, but Eli White is there, and 1 out now for the Reds. 2 kind of slap hits there for the lefty catcher. One went into the second deck, the terrace level there at Truist Park, and then AJ Smith-Shawver working fast now. This one's going to be popped up Fraley right to Michael Harris. And that's 2 quick outs here for AJ Smith-Shawver in the top of the second. Definitely needed after last inning. Because if he can escape this one pretty quickly, then he's back on pace. So, nice day here. At least in South Georgia. Probably only about 75, 76 degrees. Smith-Shawver. And strike right down the middle, 96 on the fastball. Santiago Espinal. Hitting 342 on the season, and this one is going to be popped up. And Michael is there. So, a 5-pitch inning for AJ Smith-Shawver in the top of the second. That's exactly what the kid needed. So we move on to the bottom of the second. For the Rays, it's Brady Singer here today. Can do up for Atlanta, Sean Murphy, Ozzie Albies, and Michael Harris. So a pretty good part of the lineup here. Not your heavy hitters, but Murphy obviously has been having a great start to the season. Feels like Michael's been getting hotter lately, and if Ozzie can just ever break out of this funk, then I think you'll be doing really well. So, in commercial break so far. Sean Murphy now steps into the right-hander batter's box. Showing some stats now. Last 12 games versus the Reds for the Braves. And 6 runs a game. 47 extra base hits, 25 homers. Which a lot of that comes from playing in Cincinnati. Singer comes ready. Funky delivery. Murphy takes a strike low. Sinker 93 miles an hour. The 0-1. This one's going to be put in play and will be taken by the third baseman, Espinal, and he will throw Murphy out at first. So quick first out there for Brady Singer as well. A.J. Smith-Shawver, the 5-pitch inning to get out of it in the top of the second. Ozzie Albies climbs in. Batting lefty against the righty Singer. Slider misses outside. Ball 1. Singer's working quick here today. Cutter to the inside, only 89, but Ozzie fouls it off. That'll bring the count even. Michael Harris in the on deck circle. And we're seeing how Singer kind of adapts to the humidity. Like I said, it's been a very cool day here in Atlanta, or in at least Georgia. The 1-1, and that is hit hard, but that will have warning track power. And Ozzie is retired by the right fielder. So 2 down now for Michael Harris. Forcing fastball taken about belt high. That'll be an early strike 1 on Michael Harris. Sinker, not a flamethrower by any means. Sinker misses away. But fastest pitch I've seen so far is that 93 mile per hour sinker. Mike fights off a cutter in on his hands, but that'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Michael taking his time out here, adjusting his pants over his socks, and he'll step back in. Yeah, Singer's an interesting pitcher. He's someone I've always admired from afar. Oh, and that went right off of Michael's foot. So here we go again. The 1-2. 94 just misses that inside corner. And will leave it up. Deuce is wild here in the second inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Michael Harris the second. And he'll take that right down Peachtree for the third strike and the third out. That will bring us into the top of the third. Still no score. Or at least no scoring. I know that that's been a bit of a debate online. Is if a 1-0 or if a 1 or a 0-0 score is actually a scoreless game, or if 0-0 counts as a score. I personally call it a scoreless game because, I think it refers to the act of scoring. You haven't actually scored. So, therefore, it's a scoreless game, but 0-0 in of itself is a score. So, if you wanted to come in and say that it is a scoreless tie, that's fair, because there's been no scoring and it's tied. And the game is scoreless is also fair, because you're also saying that there has been no scoring. So, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. As a very young broadcaster. Let's take a look at some of the stats coming into tonight. The head-to-head matchup between the Braves and the Reds. Braves 15-18 record coming into tonight. 3 games under 500 compared to the Reds, who are 1 game above. But the Braves come in sporting a 1-game winning streak. The Reds have lost their last 2 to the Washington Nationals. Both 6-4 in their last 10. Perfectly respectable when you stretch that out over a 162-game stretch. We're back out of it now, so let's see. Smith-Shawver delivers four-seam fastball outside, but swung on, fouled away by Tyler Callahan. 0-1, Shawver. Splitter, same spot as the fastball before it. Callahan does not chase this one, and that'll even him up. Smith-Shawver. Murphy sets up middle. Splitter, and that'll be grounded just to the Braves' first baseman. He'll flip over to the pitcher, and Callahan is the first out here in the top of the third. Beautiful night there at Truist Park in Atlanta. Braves country road trip May 10th, so 5 days away. That'll be at the Columbus Clingstones game. That's always a fun time if you want to come down to Synovus Park. Smith-Shawver delivers curveball that's going to back its way in for a strike. So he's up 0-1 now on TJ Friedl. Shawver delivers 95. What a play by Nick Allen, and that will beat Friedl. What a play going backhand by the Braves shortstop. And then a fantastic throw to beat the speedy Friedl. 2 away here in the top of the third. So once again, another chance for a very efficient inning here for A.J. Smith-Shawver. 5 pitches in the last one. 4 now in this frame. McLean will take strike 1. Fastball, outside corner. Nothing he could do with that anyways. Shawver delivers. Fastball 96, and that's going to be swung on and miss by McLean. 0-2. So just a strike away from back-to-back innings with less than 10 pitches. The 0-2. Murphy sets up outside. Shawver. Four-seam fastball at 98 miles an hour, but that's going to be fouled back into the netting. We'll do it again. Smith-Shawver has always been a kid that you feel like has immense talent. The 0-2. Splitter misses low in the dirt. Makes it 1-2. And he's been up and down. Kind of, at times it's felt a bit unfair. Especially with some of the Braves' feelings toward pitchers such as Bryce Elder. Splitter, once again, misses low. Does not get McLean chasing. But he's been up and down a little bit and hasn't been able to stick around quite as well as someone like Spencer Schwellenbach. The 2-2 curveball, and it looked for a second like the umpire was going to cut McLean down there looking, but it does stay high. Count runs full. 35 pitches here for Smith-Shawver. Now the full count pitch. 80-mile-per-hour splitter kept at the top of the zone. Hit to the warning track, but Verdugo is there, and that'll be it for the Reds here in the third. Braves do up White, Allen, and Verdugo in the bottom half of the frame. Still scoreless here. Hope everyone's having a good night. Just updating scoreboard. I've got a few auxiliary graphics here tonight that we're working with. Not a ton of update. Smith Sharper both with one strikeout on the night. Seriously, though. Oh, wrong one. But that looks good. I think that looks excellent. Obviously. Nick Allen's going to take a swing at this one early. And he will fly out to his counterpart. Eli White, excuse me. Flies out to the Reds' right fielder. And that'll bring Nick Allen in. So after a bit of a shaky first inning for both pitchers, it seems like they have now settled in. .92-mile-per-hour sinker. Just at the bottom of the zone. That'll be strike one on Allen. Singer comes set. Slider. Perfect slider there, just on the outer half. Allen takes it again for a second strike. Sinker misses outside. Sinker. There you go. 1-2 to Nick Allen. Stevenson sets up outside, but it's missed. The sweeper is left right in the middle of the zone, and that is going to be hammered by Nick Allen for a single past the diving Ellie De La Cruz. And if there are few players in baseball that are going to make that play if that man in Cincinnati can't get to it. So the Braves have their first hit of the night. And that'll reset the order. So Alex Verdugo. Slider misses away. 1-0. Verdugo has been a life send so far for the Braves after the Profar news. Four-seam fastball ties Verdugo up, but they're going to say he did not swing. Kind of thought that clipped the zone, but I will take the ball. 2-0 now for the Braves left fielder. Singer checks back. Allen slides back in plenty of time. Crowd at Truist Park lets him know. As boos rain down onto the playing surface. Singer comes to the plate this time and misses once again with a sinker. That'll bring the count to 3-0. Verdugo here. Very patient hitter, at least since he's been with the Braves. Exactly what the Braves have needed out of a leadoff man. 3-0, that will be a strike. 3-1, now the ultimate hitter's count. Singer's ready. He delivers. 91 right at the knees. And the count will run full yet again. So Singer salvaged this one. Brought it back from 3-0. 1 out. Nick Allen on first for Atlanta. Allen's going. But Verdugo's going to rip this one. Fair down the line. Allen, round third. It's going to be a play at the plate, and he is safe. Throw is up the line. Braves lead 1-0 off of the double from Alex Verdugo. What just a perfect inside-out swing down the first baseline from the lefty. Beats Spencer Steer, who was pulled off the bag a little bit as Nick Allen went for the steal attempt. Perfect hit and run there. Better throw, might have had a play at the plate, but as is, the Braves lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. 6 double for Verdugo in the season. Now the 0-1 to Riley. He'll take a slider low. Evens the count up at 1. Riley had 2 home runs last night, both against a Dustin May sweeper. Let's see if Steer gives him that pitch. A sinker, 93. And that's fouled back by the Braves' third baseman. He was on it. And he... Thank goodness for a net, because fan back there really got the scare of his life. Here's the 1-2. And that'll be pieced into center field. Verdugo rounding third. This is going to be a play at the plate. It's cut off by Ellie De La Cruz. The Braves lead 2-0. So another RBI for Austin Riley, just putting it right above the second baseman's head. Perfect piece of hitting, not too complicated. So a single for Riley. 3 just easy hits, not trying to do too much with it, and Braves lead here early. Anytime you can get production from the bottom of the lineup, Nick Allen, Eli White, those kind of guys that you weren't expecting to depend on at all, coming into the season, you take it. Now here's the Braves. I don't want to say even best hitter or most consistent hitter. Well, I think that's probably the most part. Most consistent hitter, designated hitter Ozuna. He'll take a slider low and away. He walked in his first plate appearance. Another slider, also away. Singer struggling to find the zone here to Ozuna, or he's just pitching around him. That is a possibility as well. Ozuna, still the most walked player in baseball, about a month and a half in. But this is going to break Ozuna's bat, but that may fall, but the right fielder is there. Sawed him completely off, and for the second out. Nice, just hit him right on the label, and the barrel ends up between the pitcher's mound and second base as Ozuna is retired. Olsen now in the left-hander's batters in the batter's box. Sweeper outside to the lefty. Ball 1. Ben Olsen's been doing pretty well, and you feel like he's just on the verge of a breakout. The 1-0, cutter high, only 87 miles per hour, so a little bit of a drop in velocity here for Singer here on the third inning. Maybe something to keep an eye on customary little tuft of hair sticking out of the batting helmet of Matt Olson. A cutter, and he'll take a big hack at that. Swing and miss. Would have been ball 3. But as is, it's 2-1. 2 outs. Braves have scored 2 in this, thanks to an RBI double from Verdugo and an RBI single from Austin Riley. Sinker is fouled back by Olson. 2-2 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Murphy is waiting if Olson can reach. Stevenson steps up inside. He hits the spot, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that's just foul. I thought Olson had just made this a 3-0 game. Fraley was not quick to that ball either, and Riley has wheels for a big man, but that's going to go just foul down the first base line. So another 2-2 pitch here from Singer, narrowly avoiding another run being driven in. Foul tip, and Stevenson can't handle it off of the slider. Count stays 2-2. The Braves' bats have gotten going a little bit here in bottom of the 3rd. Sinker high and inside on Olson. He'll take it. That'll run the count full. Riley can now go with the pitch. And like I mentioned before, if you're not familiar, Riley is actually a fairly quick base runner. Now the pitch, that's going to be just fouled away. Stevenson can't handle another tipped 3rd strike. So we'll do it again. Full count. Riley goes back to 1st. Singer looking towards his catcher. Sinker, that's going to be down the left field line, and what a play! Oh, he couldn't hold on, and he's hurt. Oh, no. So they're signaling fair ball, and so this is going to be an inside the park homer for Matt Olson. The Reds are not happy about it, and I don't blame him. Callahan is hurt in left. Ran into the wall at full speed down the foul line and instantly came up holding that wrist, threw the glove away. The Reds are going to take a look at it to see, but definitely doesn't look good for the Reds left fielder. Immediately came up, grabbing that wrist. I thought he made an excellent play, having to range hard to his right to get to the foul line to rob Matt Olson of a hit. But he dropped it heading into the... that's interesting. He called it when he ran into the wall. The ball came out when it seemed his wrist turned awkwardly. So I'm not sure how this is going to stand with review. We're going to keep the scoreboard where it is so far, as Callahan is helped off by the Cincinnati training staff, greeted by his teammates. The Reds are all huddled around their dugout, expecting that to be the 3rd out of the inning. If it is not, then Atlanta will be leading by 4 with Sean Murphy batting. Either way, good piece of hitting by Matt Olson. A lot of simple, not trying to do too much hitting for the Braves in that inning. And they'll have at least 2 runs to show for it. So the call on the field was a fair ball that was... And now we have the call from the umpire. They're going to call him They're going to say that the ball was not dropped, no catch, and therefore that is an inside the park home run for Matt Olson. Four nothing Braves here, and this may managers for the Reds here. Terry Francona might get himself thrown out of this game, and I don't really blame him. He seems calm at the moment, but he's definitely going to want to talk to the crew chief about this one. Right in front of the Harris Cherokee Casino sign on the grass, getting the call explained to him personally, taking bias out of it. I thought that was a catch and then a drop on the transfer is what you would call that. Callahan's wrist bent in a kind of nauseating way, and that was when he lost control of the ball that he called. So Francona, upset, but he will go back to the dugout. And the Braves will lead 4-0. Sean Murphy up to bat now. And we're holding up play now for a moment to see who the Reds will send out to right field. That is going to be Blake Dunn in left field, wearing 59. Murphy up to bat now. And he will ground it straight to Ellie De La Cruz. And Murphy is retired, but not before the Braves get 4 here in the bottom of the third. So we head to the top of the 4th. A.J. Smith-Shawvers looks sharp so far. At least through the last 2 innings of this. He struggled a bit around the top of the Reds' order in the first inning. Managed to get out of it without surrendering a run. And he will go back to work. He had to sit on the bench a little bit longer for that inning than he did in any of the previous innings. Due up for Cincinnati, De La Cruz, Lux, and Steer. So 0 for 1 is De La Cruz here in this one. Spencer Steer also with a strikeout. Gavin Lux reached via walk in the first inning. Into commercial break, but definitely better with the Bally crew, or excuse me, FanDuel crew now, than it was the last 2 nights with Fox and ESPN respectively. Getting a nice aerial look from a drone. And now a nice close-up look at Wiley Ballard, everyone's favorite sideline reporter for the Braves. Truly, as a fan base, we are blessed with good sideline reporters. Now getting Wiley Ballard back. Had Paul Bird for so many years now, and he's returned, at least in a smaller role. Smith-Shawver comes set, misses outside with a 4-seamer to Ellie De La Cruz, the towering lefty shortstop. And if you've never seen him play in person, the speed is incredible to actually see on the base paths. Slider comes in. That'll make it 1-1. Smith-Shawver curveball, and Ellie swings and misses at that one. Beautiful curveball there from AJ. And he's got the red shortstop down 1-2. Splitter misses outside. Not a bad sit-up pitch, though, if he wants to go back to that curveball. Murphy sets up middle. Slider misses high and away. Never actually slid. So count runs to 3-2. De La Cruz ready in the left-handed batter's box. Smith-Shawver with a splitter low in the zone. That'll be fouled away down the left field line by De La Cruz. Tom Glavine in the booth tonight, alongside Brandon Gaulden. Four-seam fastball for Smith-Shawver, and that'll be tipped right back into the mid of Murphy for strike 3. Another strikeout here for A.J. Smith-Shawver, this time on Ellie De La Cruz. Just got a piece of it, but that wasn't enough to keep Murphy from holding on. One out here in the top of the fourth. Challenging Gavin Lux right away with a four-seam fastball. Lux swings right through it, 0-1. AJ has seemed to have his A-plus stuff tonight. Four-seam fastball. This one's going to be popped up easily for Michael Harris. And 2 are away. So he had a 5-pitch inning in the second inning. A 9-pitch inning in the third. And another economical inning right here on the horizon if he can retire Steer early. Shawver misses low with a fastball. 97 on the radar gun, though. Steer, the big right-hander, is ready for the second pitch. He's going to hit this one foul, and it will hit the ball boy's stool. It'll hit everything down the left field line, but fair territory. That'll make it 1-1. Shawver comes set. Another fastball, top of the zone. Steer fouls it back. And now 1 strike away from getting through the first 4 innings in less than 50 pitches. Would be an incredible feat here for the young right-hander. Smith-Shawver, slider, misses low. So count is even. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. AJ comes set, fires to the plate, tied up Steer, but he manages to poke it foul. 50 pitches now for A.J. Smith-Shawver. 31 strikes to 19 balls. Pretty good ratio considering how much you want to live around the zone but not necessarily in it. Shawver delivers, and that's going to be fouled away, this time down the right field line by Steer. We'll do it again. But Smith-Shawver really trying to prove his place in this Braves rotation. Crowded with a lot of young prospects. Smith-Shawver just misses the outside corner. Steer wanted to swing, manages to check at the last possible minute. Murphy not quite a good enough frame job to rob Steer of ball 4. And here's the full count pitch. 4-seam fastball well outside. And that'll be a walk for Spencer Steer. So Smith-Shawver dealing with his first base runner since the first inning, where he got himself into trouble walking 2. In climbs Tyler Stevenson. Fastball misses high for ball 1. The Reds' backstop so far on this young season. He's 1.OPSing it with a 273 average. Only 1 home run, so a lot of doubles on the year for Stevenson. He'll take a curveball low. 2-0 count. Now Smith-Shawver at 55 pitches, when it looked like he might once get it through, and now it seems that we're having a bit of an equipment issue. Yes, Sean Murphy is retying the lacing on his glove. He's been catching some heat tonight from A.J. Smith-Shawver. Like I mentioned, topped out at 98 on the radar gun. Now Murphy's ready, sets up outside. Smith-Shawver delivers. Four-seam fastball, low and outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes here. One more ball, and the Reds would have 2 on with 2 out. 3-0 pitch, fastball. That is a strike on the inside edge of the zone. Smith-Shawver trying to dig his way out. 3-1 count here. And he'll miss away with the fastball. Murphy's going to come talk to him. And there are runners, Steer and Stevenson, on first and second, respectively. Smith-Shawver's looked excellent up to this point. 22 pitches in this inning, 11 balls, 11 strikes. So, hopefully he can settle in here because the stuff has looked really good here tonight. And I have to imagine that is what Tom Glavine is saying up in the booth. If you're just now joining us, well, let's deal with this at-bat with Ty France as we go through. Smith-Shawver delivers to France. Splitter taken low for ball 1. The Braves got all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the third. An RBI double from Verdugo, followed by an RBI single from Austin Riley. And this is going to be blooped, but Ozzie Albies ranges back, makes a nice grab. And that'll end the threat here in the top of the 4th for the Reds. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Brady Singer trying to forget what happened to him in the last inning. So I mentioned the Verdugo RBI double, the Riley RBI single. Well, there's 2 more runs there. And so if I told you that Matt Olson hit a home run, you'd probably believe me. But not an inside-the-park home run there for Matt Olson, which it's not because he has wheels. He's not as slow as everyone likes to say, but, you know, Matt Olson is not a track star by any means. He's definitely not what Ellie De La Cruz is for the Reds. So, Callahan in left field I thought he made an excellent play on the ball that Olson put in play down the left field line and had a long way to go, makes the catch, and then runs into the padded wall on the left field line at Truist Park. There's a very little foul territory right by the foul pole on either side, really, at Truist Park. And Callahan ran into it full speed, and when he hit the wall, his glove hand bent backwards. He dropped the ball. After video review, it was determined that it was not a catch. I personally think that was probably the wrong decision, but it was what was called on the field, and the Braves are beneficiaries as Matt Olson hits an inside-the-park home run thanks to the injury of the Reds' left fielder. Hopefully Callahan's all right, but that was a bit of a gnarly wrist or hand injury. So if I hear anything, I will let you know. Singer's slider misses. 1-0 to Ozzie Albies. The 1-0 pitch. Cutter. Ozzie's going to just bloop this one down for a single in to center field. Cutter low, and Ozzie's kept his hands in and dumped that one gently into center field. So maybe that's a good sign for Ozzie. He's been doing better as of late. He had a really cold stretch to start towards the end of April. Michael Harris climbs in now, forcing fastball. That'll be put back up into the netting. 0-1. But if these two guys can get going with Albies and Harris, then the Braves really have something going. Stevenson sets up and in. Cutter runs Michael off the plate a little bit, and that'll even count up at 1. Michael struck out in his first plate appearance tonight. Ozzie taking the lead over at first. The slider misses low in the dirt. Makes it 2-1 for Singer. Singer seems to not have confidence right now in his breaking stuff. So it's leading to him throwing a lot of fastballs in the zone. And Singer doesn't have the blow-you-away velocity that some other players in this league have. The cutter at 89, that's going to be put in play. Bobbled by the second baseman, McLean, but McLean will recover. Can't get the double play, but he will get Michael out at first. So that's one gone. Ozzie advances to second. Hard hit ball by Michael Harris, and McLean took a little bit of an in-between hop on him. And I think he would have struggled to make a double play even on a good even if it was a good bounce, favorable bounce for him. Eli White steps in. He'll take a slider away for ball 1. Singer looks back Albies. Slider, once again away. 2-0 count. Ozzie is tempted to just taking a large lead over there at third, or over at second, trying to get his way to third. Eli White, and this is hit hard, but not hard enough, will test Dunn over there for Cincinnati, but he's up to the challenge. He'll get the ball in quickly. Ozzie retreats back to second. 2 out. Here in the 4th, Nick Allen climbs in. Nick Allen had a single hit hard right past the glove of Ellie De La Cruz last time he was up. And this one's not hit nearly as hard. Taken by the third baseman, slung across. And the Braves go down with 4 hitters in the bottom of the 4th. Move on to the top of the 5th. And the Braves lead 5-0. Just updating some stats here. Okay. I'm going to step away for a second here. You've got your information there handy. As we go into the top of the fifth. We'll step away for a second, and I'll be right back. Inside the Homer from Alex. I don't know how. Actually, I do know Alex because their left fielder ran into the wall, and I thought he knocked himself unconscious when he did not his first pitch. And then they pulled it not catch, and the World Series was furious. So. And we're back here. Smith-Shawver just retired Espinal. And he will do the same to Dunn. Bouncer back to the mound. And quickly here, there are 2 away for Smith-Shawver here in the top of the fifth. 3 strikeouts now for AJ as he put away Espinal on a nasty little slider. Now showing a play where Nick Allen robbed TJ Friedl last time he was up. Nick Allen, of course, the best defensive shortstop by outs above average in the majors at the moment. Ball went to Friedl on a curveball. The 0-1, or the 1-0. Shawver comes inside with a fastball. That's going to be hit hard, but directly at Albies, and he will throw over to Olsen, and the Reds are retired here in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Braves still lead 4-0. Brady Singer, I have to imagine, is coming back out. He settled down pretty nicely there in the bottom of the fifth. So, hope everyone's having a good night. Not a ton of you in here, but anyone who does watch my stream, I'm very happy to spend some time with you. So I know I'm a big lover of most Georgia sports. And you'll find a lot of that on my channel with the content I upload. Mostly around Georgia and sports in the Southeast, but you'll also see me talk about, NASCAR and stories that I care about from around the country and the world in sports. So I'm planning to talk about later this week a little bit of the NHL playoffs, especially that Wild game last night. Well, not the Minnesota Wild. It was the Blues and the Jets. But that crazy ending to the Game 7 up in Winnipeg last night. Saw the Jets come down 2 goals with 2 minutes, including tying it up with 1.7 on the clock before winning in double OT. President's Cup trophy winners stay alive. I don't know for how much longer, though, so we'll see. Verdugo climbs in. It is Singer still for the Reds. He'll take a changeup high for ball 1. Singer went up and down a little bit. Verdugo 1 for 2 tonight. RBI double where he drove in Nick Allen. Verdugo takes a slider, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. He will leave a slider low. Singer working fast now. Slider, that's going to dot the outside corner. And the count runs 2-2 to the Mexican outfielder. Has his big gold chain out. Singer winds up. That's going to be inside towards the knees of Verdugo with a sinker. And the count will run full here in the bottom of the 5th. Can't say enough about what Verdugo has meant to this team so far. And he's going to hit this one hard. Friedel's going back. That's off the wall. He's going to play it off of a hop, throw in to second base, and Verdugo beats the tag from De La Cruz. Another double for Alex Verdugo. And the Braves are in business here with a runner on second and nobody out. That ball just missed going out. At the same time, a little bit of a misplay, because I think that there was a chance that Friedel could have caught that on the fly. Gets it in quick, and face first slide for Verdugo. Riley climbs in now. He'll take a swipe at the slider he sees, and that'll go to the center fielder. Verdugo tags up. No play at third. That'll be collected by Ellie De La Cruz. Verdugo actually making a bit of a pained face there. Hope everything's okay as he slid in head first. He's going to stay in the game. Ozuna now. A walk and a broken bat, and another broken bat here tonight. This will go to De La Cruz this time. And Ozuna is thrown out as he looks skyward, thinking, what in the world is going on with my barrels? Tosses the knob aside. 2 down now in the bottom of the 5th. Verdugo's on third. Matt Olson, last time up, he had an infield home, or an inside the park home run. The graphics displaying 2-run home run in the 3rd, which is not abnormal at all for Matt Olson, but an inside the park homer definitely is. Singer misses outside with his first pitch, comes back again. Fastball yanked arm side, 2-0. Pitches before the camera even cuts back to him. Slider stays outside. 3-0 count here for Matt Olson. And a sinker runs outside. That'll be a 4-0 count. Runners on the corners now for Sean Murphy. 4-pitch walk there to the Braves first baseman. Singer already at 79 pitches here tonight. Murphy looking big in the right-handed batter's box. Looks at a slider, but that will be well outside for ball 1. Murphy only hitting .211 on the year, but 7 home runs with 14 RBIs. He'll take that any day of the week. Murphy, he's going to ground this one, but it will go foul before it is collected by Steer. So, just a strike for the Braves catcher. Career versus Brady Singer. Murphy is on fire. 5 for 10 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs against the former Kansas City Royals righty. Murphy adjusts his gloves, climbs back in. 1-1 pitch, runners on the corner, 2 outs. Stevenson sets up outside, but the slider misses the mark. 2-1 now. Hitters count for Murphy. Singer working fast, turning about as red as his cap. He's going to come back sinker inside. Murphy hits that hard but foul down the third base line. 2-2, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Brady Singer steps off, licks his fingers, trying to find any sort of controlled moisture he can. Stevenson sets up outside, slider, and that's low, runs the count full. With 2 outs, Ozzie Albies waiting to see if he will get his opportunity to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Singer struggling a little bit with command. The full count pitch. Stevenson set up outside again, and this time the sinker will paint the black. Excellent pitch. He catches Murphy looking. And that'll do it for the Braves in the 5th. A.J. Smith-Shawver is going to climb back in back on top of the mound for his time for the Braves. Going into the top of the 6th. He's looked excellent so far here tonight. You can take a look at his stat line if you care about doing that sort of thing, but I will not say it out loud. So you know what that means if you follow baseball. Hope everyone's having a good night. I know I'm enjoying it. I always enjoy streaming. Kind of just a relaxed version of my day job. And it's always nice to put more film out there. I haven't actually had a chance to call a professional or even a high school level baseball game yet. It's one of the few sports I haven't called, but definitely one of my passions here in life. And definitely, as I work for the Braves AA affiliate, the Columbus Clingstones, I mentioned earlier that they are going to host the Braves for a Braves Country Road Trip later this week on the 10th of May. And so, catch me at the ballpark. And if you recognize me, come say hello. So, no one's going to recognize me, but it's always a good time there. Brand new ballpark there, Synovus Ballpark, or Synovus Park. So, great food, great place to catch a ball game. And showing the gift that the Falcons gifted the Braves, Matt Olson and Michael Harris, the 2 Atlanta natives on this roster. From Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson, A.J. Smith-Shawver misses away with his first fastball. Second fastball, though, catches the outside corner. 1-1 pitch. Goes back to the fastball well. Dots the black 1 and 2. Here to Matt McLain. They've popped the graphic up, but I'm not going to say what is going on. A.J. Smith-Shawver is ready. 97 strikes out Matt McLain, swinging right through it, and 1 is away here in the top of the 6th. 4-0 Braves. With the Hall of Famer Tom Glavine watching. Smith-Shawver delivers a little low, but framed well by Murphy for an 0-1 here to Ellie De La Cruz. De La Cruz 0 for 2 so far in this one. Smith-Shawver delivers splitter. That'll bounce before making it to the plate. 1-1. AJ splitter on the 1-1. And that's softly hit to Allen at short, and he will retire his counterpart with a throw across the diamond. 2 down now here in the 6th. Only 76 pitches here, so fairly economical for A.J. Smith-Shawver, as he has been masterful so far here tonight. Struggled at times with his command, 3 walks. But other than that, nothing you can complain about from the Braves' young righty. Now steps in Gavin Lux. Curveball gets him over for strike 1, taken on the outside edge of the plate. Smith-Shawver working fast now. A curveball, and this is going to be fouled away for an 0-2 count. That one caught more of the plate. Gavin Lux wasn't expecting it, couldn't do anything with it. Now 0-2, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Smith-Shawver readies and fires. Try to go back to the splitter. That was well outside. Gavin Lux takes. Smith-Shawver with the splitter again. And this is lifted way up in the air to Alex Verdugo, who will glove it. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Now is the time to actually check the website to see, MLB.com, to see if Singer is coming back out for the Reds. It'll be Albies Harris and Eli White due up for the Braves. And nothing yet from MLB.com, so we're going to assume that it's Brady Singer back out there for Cincinnati in the bottom of the 6th. Hope everyone's having a good night. Said that a bunch tonight. Yes, it is Brady Singer coming out, 85 pitches so far for the righty. Showing off the Dunkin' Donuts ice deal, but now back to the beautiful sunset there, just north of the city of Atlanta. You can see a few mountains off in the distance. A lot of happy Braves fans there at Truist Park, including that one kid with some blue cotton candy, as Brady Singer steps back up onto the rubber. And Ozzie climbs into the lefty batter's box. Singer Fastball on the outside portion of the plate. Fouled back by Ozzie Albies. Makes it 0-1. Hit exactly where Stevenson put it. And that's just an embarrassing swing there for Ozzie Albies. Gets tied up, nearly falls over, does a full spin around in the batter's box. 0-2 on a pitch that was high. Now Singer on the 0-2 to the Braves' second baseman. He'll miss high with the sinker. 1-2. Completely missed his spot there. Stevenson wanted to go up and in, missed up and away. Now Singer. Ozzie's going to foul that slider down the first base line. So we'll do the 1-2 again as we keep cutting to these kids who are losing their battle to this cotton candy at the moment. Ozzie, the 1-2. The sinker comes in. He gets out of the way. 2-2. The slider, and Ozzie just gets a portion of it. He's going to actually foul that back into his body. And he seems fine. He's laughing about it. Very few people you'll see rock a smile more often than Ozzie Albies. So, glad to see he's alright. The 2-2, Singer, on the rubber. Shakes off a pitch. Shakes off another pitch. And now delivers. The slider on the outside corner, that's going to be lifted into the air by Ozzie, but Fraley makes a good read on it and will make the catch. Michael Harris now batting for Atlanta. He hit a ball hard last time he was up, but directly to the second baseman, so nothing that could be done with it. And he will repeat the performance this time on the first pitch he sees. Another hard hit ball, another hard hit out for Michael Harris, the second. Retired there by Matt McLean at second base. Definitely the last inning here for Brady Singer. He's already thrown 93 pitches, as he will face Eli White. First pitch, just high. Could have gone either way, but we'll go in the Braves' favor, 1-0. And the sinker is pulled arm side, 2-0. Missing low and away. Eli White, 2 flyouts on the night, but he's hitting .293 so far for the Braves. And that's going to be hit hard but foul. Had home run distance, but Eli White was just out ahead of the slider. Brady Singer wipes his brow, sigh of relief. Comes with a 2-1. Eli White fouls it back on the sinker. And now the count is tied up. Singer, searching for any sort of grip he can find, goes back to the rosin bag. And now the 2-2. Eli White fouled down the first base line. Singer has struggled with his command of all of his pitches tonight. The 2-2. This is going to be hit right up the middle by Eli White. Taken by Friedel in center field. Eli tried to go for 2 there, decides to wisely turn back and not test the arm of Friedel on a routine single. That'll bring Nick Allen up. And we'll see what the Reds decide to do with their starting pitcher here. They'll leave Singer in. 91 down the middle. Fouled away by Allen. One for two tonight here for Nick Allen. The 0-1 pitch. Once again, pulled arm side. Or glove side, excuse me. Singer has relied heavily, licking his own fingers, going to the rosin bag, even getting the dirt off the mound at times tonight. The 1-1, that's going to be put in play down the first base line, but Fraley is there, and he will make the grab. So, we head to the top of the 7th. A.J. Smith-Shawver is still pitching for Atlanta, and the Braves lead 4-0. If you want to know what's going on in this game, go check the stat sheet. But Smith-Shawver has looked excellent so far here in this one. Looking at the Dong commercial. It's been a bit of a quicker one here today for the Braves and the Reds, especially considering that the last two games were nationally broadcast. Those games typically tend to go longer, a lot more commercials. So, happy to be back with the Fancast, or the FanDuel Sports crew, if you're listening. And if you're listening to me, I thank you. So, yeah. Smith-Shawver, so far, his line. We're going to skip past part of it because we don't want to say it. But, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs, 4 walks, 4 Ks here tonight for the young righty. Smith-Shawver will face Steer here, first baseman for Cincinnati Reds. 7 hits on the night here for the Braves. First pitch is fouled back, fastball at 94, near the upper half of the zone. Shakes off a pitch, then accepts one. Goes back to the fastball. This one's outside at 96. Count evens up at 1. To Steer, beautiful splitter, and that's going to be chased and swung on and missed by Steer. Not a chance in the world to ever get to that one. A lot of glove side run on that breaking pitch. Now the 1-2, here to Steer. Smith-Shawver comes set, delivers. That'll be popped up in the air to Alex Verdugo. He's underneath it, and he'll make the squeeze for the first out here in the 7th. Now, facing Stevenson, first pitch is low, and 96, a fastball, taken for ball 1. Smith-Shawver working fast now, and that'll be hit hard, but Nick Allen jumping play, and he will make the grab to preserve the thing we're not talking about. That was on a rope there from Tyler Stevenson, but Nick Allen showing why he is the best defensive shortstop in baseball. Excellent play. First pitch to Fraley is a curveball. That'll be taken inside. by the Reds lefty. 1-0 now. Four-seam fastball. Just misses the inside corner. Count runs 2-0. Fraley's made some good plays in right tonight. And he will slap that and it'll hit the net down the third base line. Hit hard, but way out in front of the splitter. 89 pitches now for Smith-Shawver. Four-seam fastball at the top of the zone. That'll be fouled back. 95. And now just one strike away from getting to the 8th for the Braves rookie. Smith-Shawver deals, delivers, splitter, and swung on and missed. Fraley absolutely whiffs on a splitter that was going away from the lefty. No chance. What a beautiful pitch there from Smith-Shawver. And that'll get him on the night for 5 strikeouts. So, not a bad night for Smith-Shawver in terms of the strikeouts. And we will go to the top of the 8th. Or the bottom of the 7th, excuse me. He's at 90 pitches. Have to believe that Smith-Shawver will be left out here. 91 pitches. To attempt 6 outs away from history. The Reds are going to bring out Scott Barlow. So they'll dip into the pen. That'll close the book on Brady Singer. Singer tonight. Not a bad outing. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 2 walks, only 2 strikeouts. The 1 homer was the inside the park homer for Matt Olson. So Barlow will take the mound here. He'll face the top of the Braves lineup here in the bottom of the 7th. Advertising for the Speedway Classic that will take place between these two teams at Bristol Motor Speedway. Thinking about going to that one. We'll see. We'll see how expensive tickets get. So, I'm a big racing fan in addition to a big baseball Braves fan. So, we'll see. Funky delivery there for Barlow, but it will be a fastball 93 on the outside, edge of the plate for an 0-1 count. Barlow comes ready. Curveball with a little bit of slider movement to it. 78 though. Verdugo fouls it off 0-2. Verdugo tonight, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. He'll foul off a fastball high in the zone to stay alive. Blooper. Doing a show on top of the Braves dugout. Barlow comes set, slider. That'll be low. Verdugo takes it, 1-2. The left fielder for the Braves makes it 2-2 there. And excuse me, while I update the scoreboard. There we go. So it's 3-2 now for Verdugo. Trying to get on base ahead of Austin Riley, who's waiting on the on-deck circle. The 3-2, that'll be piece just foul. And it's been a rough night for the ball boys here at Truist Park. Balls seem to be hitting everything but their gloves. So we'll do it again. Full count pitch from Barlow, and that misses well outside with a sweeper. Verdugo is on with a leadoff walk. Riley comes up behind him. He's got an RBI single tonight, already driving in Verdugo. Hit 2 home runs last night. Riley, he'll take a sinker on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. 92 though. Not a lot of flamethrowers so far here for the Reds. Seeing them here in this first game of a 4-game series. Barlow with a sweeper. That's going to be hit just foul down the third baseline. Once again, poor play. Hits off of the stool there from the ball boy. This time on the third baseline. Like I said, can't give them any credit tonight. Been a pretty bad performance from the ball boys. 0-2 misses high with a fastball. Riley spits on that, doesn't even consider swinging. The 1-2 here. Stevenson sets up outside. Sweeper is low. And that'll even the count up at 2. Verdugo at first. Have to imagine he's staying put with Riley on right now. Slider is low and away, and the count runs full. So Barlow with a leadoff walk to Verdugo. Now a full count to Riley. He was up 0-2 in both of those, though. Some good plate discipline from the boys tonight. Barlow. Fastball down the middle, and that's going to be lifted to Fraley on right. Verdugo will have to retreat back to first. And 1 is away. So far on the game tonight, the Braves only have struck out twice. Of course, the victims, one guy you wouldn't expect, one that you might, Michael Harris and Sean Murphy, the victims. Sweeper low, but called a strike here to Marcell Ozuna. To 0-1. Ozuna 0-2 tonight, but he did walk back in the first. 93. Might have been a strike, but Stevenson had to reach for it. So the ump doesn't call it. 1-1. And it's 2 official at-bats tonight. Ozuna's been sawed off. So this is his third bat of the night. Ozuna's going to lift this one down the right field line, and Fraley will make a diving play in foul territory. He'll hold on. What an excellent play for the Reds' right fielder. I thought that ball from the nonchalance was going to be 10 rows deep into the crowd, and Fraley makes a diving grab, backhanded, and he will retire Marcell Ozuna. So now 2 gone here. Matt Olson, the last hope for the Braves here in the 7th. Barlow comes ready with a curveball that misses outside. Olson 1 for 2 tonight. A 2-run home run of the inside the park variety with a walk. Callahan or excuse me, at the expense of Callahan, where he crashed into the wall, dropped the ball, and that allowed Matt Olson to run all 4. A.J. Smith-Shawver still keeping the arm warm, so he's about to go back out there if Olson can't reach. 1-1. And they will say he could not check his swing on a curveball in the dirt. 1-2 here for Olson. Questionable, borderline either way. So 1-2. Here comes Barlow. Misses with a sweeper well away. Verdugo got a good jump there, and he will stand on second base. No throw down from Tyler Stevenson. Ellie De La Cruz wasn't ready for it anyways at second. So just an excellent pitch to steal on there from Verdugo, and now he's in scoring position. 2-2 here for Matt. He's going to bounce this to Spencer Steer. He'll step on the bag, and that'll do it for the Braves here in the 7th. Smith-Shawver 6 outs away. As we go to the top of the 8th, the Braves rookie will head back out there. I don't want to say what he's 6 outs away from, but he has 4 walks on the night. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for AJ tonight, but his stuff has been excellent. A lot of really soft contact, a lot of foul ball, or a lot of high pop-ups that barely leave the infield, and a lot of rollover ground outs, both to Ozzie Albies, to Matt Olson, Nick Allen, and Ozzie Albies. Not a lot of work for the outfielders. It feels like Verdugo and Harris have made 2 catches each, where they've probably moved a combined 12 steps on those 4 outs. Eli White made a nice play on his going to his right. Nick Allen has made 2 excellent plays to keep the streak alive here for A.J. Smith-Shawver. It'll be Espinal for the Reds when we're back from commercial break. So the young righty for Atlanta. 91 pitches through 7. He's sent back out there. Smith-Shawver's first pitch, a fastball, 93 on the 4-seamer, taken for a strike at the knees. And then a 4-seam fastball hit right up the middle, and that will be the first hit of the ball game for Cincinnati. Had to feel it a little bit there. The first pitch, 93, especially when Smith-Shawver tonight has been living in the high 90s with that fastball. 95, hit straight back at Smith-Shawver. Nothing he can do. And that will thread the needle between Ozzie and Allen for the first hit of the ball game. So Murphy's going to come talk to him. 93 pitches, so still very obtainable for Smith-Shawver to get through the 8th inning here. And that's what the coach is telling him. Just, you've made it this far. Just because you've given up 1 hit doesn't mean anything. Go out there, keep doing what you've been doing, and get these guys out. You've been doing it all night. And in comes Dunn. Let's see how Smith-Shawver responds, knowing he got 6 outs away from history. The 0-1 fastball misses high, 95. Blake Dunn, only the 1 at-bat, came in relief of Callahan, who was injured on the Olsen home run. Forcing fastball 93, but inside. This is going to be popped up straight to Ozzie Albies. He'll make the catch. And 1 away here in the top of the 8th. In climbs T.J. Friedl. The top of the Reds lineup now. In for their 4th time through. Shawver misses away with a fastball. And now low with a 4-seamer. The velocity's back, 95 on both of those pitches. So definitely not worrying there. Not after the first pitch was a 93. Not what you would have thought. Fastball, 94 at the bottom of the zone. Count it. Friedl takes that looking. 2-1 count here. Runner on first base. Shawver shakes one off. And now agrees. Murphy sets up outside. Fastball, that's going to be to Ozzie. Over to Allen. Allen over to Olsen, and that is a double play. And Smith-Shawver gets out of it here in the top of the 8th. 98 pitches. Have a ball game, kid. Smith-Shawver, 98 pitches, 8 innings, no earned runs, only the 1 hit. You wish you could have had that pitch back, but you kept the Reds off the board for 8 innings. And I have to assume that's going to complete the night for the young right-hander. Still waiting to see. It'll be Luis May for Cincinnati. He will get Sean Murphy, Ozzie Albies, and Michael Harris due up here at the bottom of the 8th. Last chance to add some insurance for the Braves bullpen. Braves lead 4-0. A.J. Smith-Shawver was just 6 outs away from the first no-hitter in nearly 3 decades for the Braves. But is a hit from... Who got it? Yeah, it was Espinal. Managed to break up the no-hitter with a soft hit, ground ball right up the middle. Not much you can do about it there. But overall, disappointed that there was not a no-hitter, but excellent performance here tonight from A.J. Smith-Shawver. And he gets his hug from Brian Snicker. And a bunch of pats on the back from his teammates. Big smiles there for AJ. And you love to see it. Now, finally, a flamethrower here for the Reds. 98 at the top of the zone to Sean Murphy. Ooh, and then a slider to go with it. Murphy chases outside the zone. Never had a chance of that one as AJ talks to Chris Sale, who's smiling right along with him. 0-2 here to the Braves catcher. May delivers 88, and that'll be pieced up the middle. McLean makes a play, and he will catch the catcher running and will beat Murphy by a stride at first. One gone here. Luis May, 2 games for Cincinnati, 4.50 ERA, but it seems like the stuff is there so far here tonight. Ozzie climbs in, still batting lefty, 98. He'll take it right up the middle for strike 1. May winds up, delivers, 99 below the zone, but that's fouled off down the third base line by Ozzie Albies. 0-2. May, 97. That's going to tail away, though, on the sinker. 1 and 2. All smiles and laughs by A.J. Smith-Shawver. So, glad to see he's in a good mood after losing the no-hitter. 86-mile-per-hour slider. That's going to chase Ozzie off the plate, but no swing. 2-2 now for the Braves' second baseman. May comes set, delivers. 98 low in the zone, and Ozzie swings right through it. Looked like he might have been expecting a breaking pitch there. Got the fastball at 98 miles an hour instead. First pitch to Michael Harris. A 99-mile-per-hour fastball at the bottom of the zone. Once again taken. 98 now, top of the zone. Swung on, fouled back by the center fielder. May so far just filling the zone with strikes and then getting some chase with some of his breaking stuff. 0-2 pitch. And he gets Michael chasing high, 99 above the zone. And Luis May cuts him down. But we're going to head to the bottom of the ninth, or to the top of the ninth. We're going to see who the Braves throw out there to protect this 4-0 lead. I would sincerely doubt that this is A.J. Smith-Shawver. But you never know. It's always a possibility. As we check, we will see De Los Santos, Iñel De Los Santos, for the Braves, coming in to close this one out. 98 pitches will be it for A.J. Smith-Shawver. But one hell of an outing for the young righty. He'll get Matt McLain to start. Here, McLain has reached via a walk tonight. As the Braves look to get back within 2 games below 500. De Los Santos gets ready, fires at McLain, slider 89 miles an hour, and that'll catch the outside portion of the zone. 0-1. 13 games this season, De Los Santos, 4.30 ERA. with a slightly above average strikeout rate. McLean thought about swinging a slider well outside the zone, manages to check his swing, 1-1 count. The righty delivers. Slider swung over by the Reds' second baseman. And Iglesias is up just in case De Los Santos makes this interesting. Let's not get there. 1-2. A slider, and he's rung up. What a frame job there from Sean Murphy. Definitely didn't look like a strike on TV. Might have clipped a tiny portion of the plate on the outside. Matt McLean certainly didn't think it was a strike. But the one man who matters in that situation did. So that'll be one down here. De Los Santos versus De La Cruz. Slider misses low. De La Cruz up 1-0 in the count here. De La Cruz has not managed to reach tonight in his 3 plate appearances. Murphy sets up outside. Changeup tailing away. The massive reach of De La Cruz just manages to tap that one. Those was about 6 inches outside of the strike zone, and De La Cruz gets a bat to it, but can't put it in play. 1-1. Murphy setting up well outside here again. Same pitch and fouled back yet again by De La Cruz. So 1-2. Seems the Braves have a scouting report now on De La Cruz. Pitch him outside. See what they try to do here. If they try to bust him back inside, or if Murphy's going to set back up to the outside. Yes, he will. De Los Santos comes set, fires, and this time De La Cruz lays off of the changeup. 2-2 count. De Los Santos shakes off a pitch and accepts. Murphy's still set up on the outside. The changeup towards the bottom of the zone. That'll be hit softly to Matt Olson. He'll step on the bag, and the Reds are down to their final out here in this game. Now batting, Gavin Lux, the former Dodger, the last hope here for Cincinnati. De Los Santos protecting a 4-run lead. Looking for one more out to get the Braves into the win column. De Los Santos. He delivers. Slider stays outside. Lux, a lefty here, righty-lefty matchup. Murphy sets up on the outside portion of the plate. Slider just low. Taken for ball 2. The Reds here tonight, only the one hit off A.J. Smith-Shawver over 8 innings. De Los Santos goes back to the outside changeup. Gavin Lux doesn't have the reach of Ellie De La Cruz, and he will miss that one by several inches from the end of his bat head. Murphy just sticking right to the outside portion of the plate, goes back to the changeup. Lux doesn't chase this time, makes it a 3-1 count. All 4 of the Braves' runs came in the third tonight. Changeup on the inside portion of the plate, backed Lux up, and now the count runs full. One strike away from winning it here for De Los Santos. The pitch is a changeup. He'll break the bat of Gavin Lux, but just dribbles foul. That was actually probably good. Austin Riley was playing near the shortstop position, and Lux would have been easily safe if that had managed to stay fair. Bat Boy frantically trying to get Gavin Lux a new bat. And now Gavin Lux back to the dugout. He will quickly spray it down with some pine tar. As the entire crowd waits patiently on their feet for Lux to step back into the left-handed batter's box with his brand new bat. De Los Santos steps back up onto the rubber. Pitch clock has started. De Los Santos shakes off a pitch. Now he's ready. Murphy set up on the outside portion of the plate. De Los Santos goes inside, misses his spot, but Lux just barely fouls that one off. So we'll do it again, full count. Murphy set up in the top outside corner. Just missed low, and Lux reaches for the second time tonight with a base on balls. Now stepping in, Spencer Steer for the Reds. Young first baseman for Cincinnati. 0 for 2 on the night with a walk. 97 on the outside portion of the plate. Lux will steal, but defensive indifference there, as no one covered home, or no one covered second. That's going to be hit towards Nick Allen. Allen fires across his body and just beats Spencer Steer. Braves win. What an excellent pick there for Matt Olson to end it. And the Braves win this one 4-0. So yeah, Braves back in the win column behind excellent work from A.J. Smith-Shawver. Smith-Shawver credited with the win here tonight. Final line for the Braves rookie. 8 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 4 walks, 5 Ks here. And compare that to Brady Singer, who is credited with the loss. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and 1 home run. So that's going to do it here for tonight. Your Atlanta Braves win by a final score of 4-0. We'll do this again tomorrow. I won't be online, but the game will be on. So yeah, tomorrow's expected matchups for tomorrow in this series are Andrew Abbott versus the reigning Cy Young winner Chris Sale, who seemed to have found something at Mile High last week. So I think that's going to do it here for us tonight. Thank you for joining me, everyone who did. And the Braves win by a score of 4-0. I'm Cayden Sturges, and I'll catch you next time.